Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news now, Browns fans, buckle up because what we're witnessing right now is nothing short of a turning point for this historic franchise. You know, the Cleveland Browns have always been a team filled with passion, resilience, and a relentless drive to succeed, even through the toughest times. But lately, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation about the quarterback position and how this team is trying to find its rhythm after a slow start to the season. And trust me, this season has already been a roller coaster, with ups and downs, moments of brilliance, and some serious challenges that the Browns are trying to overcome. So let's start with the big news that's been making waves. Recently, the Browns made the decision to name Dillon Gabriel as their starting quarterback, moving on from veteran Joe Flacco, who, at 40 years old, has been a steady presence for the team. But what really caught everyone's attention wasn't just the choice of Gabriel. No, it was what happened afterward, especially involving Shedeur Sanders. Now, Sanders, a rookie drafted in the 5th round, has been a player to watch, not just because of his talent, but also because of the controversy that's surrounded him lately. You see, Sanders, who's been seen as a promising talent, stirred some fire when he responded to questions in a way that many fans and analysts found quite unusual. Instead of speaking directly, Sanders was silent, mouthing his answers during a press conference, a gesture that many considered inappropriate, especially for a rookie. This silent act came after former NFL coach and ESPN analyst Rex Ryan made some pretty strong comments, saying that Shedeur needed to stop running his mouth. That statement, coming from someone with years of NFL experience, definitely added fuel to the fire. It's important to understand that Sanders, despite being a rookie, has already attracted a lot of attention because of his background, his talent, and the way he's been handled in the media. But what's most interesting is how the team's new quarterback, Dillon Gabriel, responded when asked about Sanders' mime act. And folks, his answer was simple, clear, and telling. Gabriel said, "For me, we're a team. We do this as a unit. We can only control what we can control. I don't want to speak for anyone in particular." That kind of response, calm and focused, shows maturity and a real sense of leadership. And that's the kind of attitude the Browns need right now. Because if you've been following this team, you know that Cleveland has struggled offensively this season. Their offense has been averaging just about 14 points per game, which is far below what this talented roster is capable of. The Browns have had trouble generating explosive plays, and that's been a big part of why their record isn't as good as it could be. As the season progresses, everyone's waiting to see if Dillon Gabriel can be the spark that turns things around, that brings consistency, and that helps this team find its rhythm again. Now, some fans have pointed out a subtle but interesting detail about Gabriel's words. When he mentioned the perfect time, many believed it was a subtle shot at Sanders, possibly referencing his viral rap song, Perfect Timing. Gabriel said, "You wait for the perfect time, you're going to wait a whole lifetime. So for me, I've always been ready for every moment." That statement, whether intentional or not, shows confidence. It also hints at a little bit of motivation, a reminder that he's prepared for this opportunity and that he's ready to lead this team come what may. But beyond just words, what does this mean in terms of the team's future? Well, Cleveland's coaching staff has been clear that Gabriel is the guy they believe can stabilize the offense. They see him as a quarterback with the poise, the decision-making ability, and the leadership qualities that are essential for turning around a struggling unit. And it's not just about this season, it's about building a foundation, about establishing a culture of resilience and focus that can carry the Browns deep into the playoffs, maybe even beyond. And let's not forget that the quarterback position in Cleveland has always been a hot topic. From the days of Bernie Kosar to the recent struggles with inconsistency, Browns fans are used to a bit of a roller coaster when it comes to their signal callers. But what's promising now is the sense of stability that Gabriel brings. He's young, hungry, and has already shown flashes of brilliance in his limited opportunities. His ability to adapt quickly and his mental toughness are qualities that could make a real difference moving forward. Now, I want to talk a little about Shedeur Sanders himself. Despite not being promoted to the backup role after Gabriel was named starter, Sanders remains a key part of the team's future plans. He's currently designated as the emergency quarterback, which means he's inactive on game days unless both Gabriel and Flacco are unable to play. But don't underestimate the potential here. Inside the Browns organization, there are definitely people who see a lot of promise in Sanders. As NFL Network's Ian Rappaport pointed out, they like his innate feel for the game, his ability, and his coolness under pressure. It's important to remember that being a fifth-round pick means the team saw potential, but also recognized that he might need more time to develop into a full-time starter. And the good news is that, with his talent and mental makeup, there's a real possibility Sanders could see the field later in the season. The Browns are in a bit of a transitional phase at quarterback, and many believe that Sanders' time will come if he continues to develop and prove himself. Watching him grow and adapt to the NFL speed and complexity could be an exciting storyline for Browns fans, especially if he gets his shot when it counts. Looking at the bigger picture, Cleveland's season is very much about resilience and growth. They're in London now, preparing for their Week 5 clash against the Minnesota Vikings, a game that could be pivotal in setting the tone for the rest of the season. The Browns are looking to bounce back from their 1-3 start, and the focus is on finding consistency on offense, improving their explosive playmaking, and establishing a solid rhythm on both sides of the ball. For this to happen, Gabriel's leadership will be crucial. He's been very clear about his mindset. He sees himself as a spark, a source of hope for everyone involved. He said, "It's part of my job to be ready, to be that sense of hope for everyone to continue to be better, and come together, and create momentum for each other." That's exactly the mentality this team needs right now, and it's the kind of attitude that can really inspire the entire roster to elevate their game. But it's not just about individual performances, it's about the collective effort. The Browns have a talented roster, and with Gabriel now leading the charge, they're hoping to turn their season around. This team has the talent, the coaching staff, and the grit to make a real run. And let's face it, Browns fans, after years of ups and downs, you want to see your team thrive, to see that spark of hope reignite and carry you to victories that truly matter. Of course, the NFL is unpredictable, and there are still questions to be answered. Will Sanders get his chance later this season? Is Gabriel the quarterback who will finally bring stability and success? Only time will tell. But what we do know right now is that the Cleveland Browns are at a crossroads. They're trying to rebuild and reestablish themselves as contenders in the AFC North, a division that's always competitive, always fierce. The Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers are all fighting hard, but Cleveland has the talent and the mindset to make a statement. And with the leadership of Dillon Gabriel, the potential of Shedeur Sanders, and the resilience that's defined this franchise for decades, there's a lot of hope on the horizon. Browns fans, this season isn't over yet, not by a long shot. The path to the playoffs is still open, and this team has the tools to make a deep run if they can find consistency, unity, and the spark that takes them over the edge. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you believe Gabriel is the leader this team has been waiting for? Are you excited to see what Sanders can bring later in the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more news, and more insights into your favorite team. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this Browns family strong as we push through the season together. Because at the end of the day, it's about the love for the game, the love for Cleveland, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. Browns fans, the journey continues, and it's going to be an exciting one. Stay with us, and let's see where this season takes us.